Hey everybody, I'm Karen, and that dude investigating a fake plant is my feline son, Jarrett. Dude, it's fake. Don't eat it. Jarrett, it's fake. It's fake. No nutrients in that. No. Okay. I know that we've established that I'm a mess. Let's go on with the topic of the YouTube video. Today I wanted to do a video on ADHDers and sleep. It doesn't happen just like that, especially for people with ADHD. And this video will probably also help neurotypicals with sleep too, but it's especially hard for ADHD people to get sleep. Neurotypicals, if you think you have a hard time getting sleep, try to have an ADHD brain. You probably think I'm insulting you, but I'm not. It's just, well, I was often up until like 6 a.m. in the morning without sleeping, and I couldn't go to bed until like 6 a.m. and then I slept well until like noon, and I didn't try to. I tried to do the opposite of that, but my brain wouldn't let me. So, let's get into it. So I went to the doctor because I was like, I need to get some sleep. This isn't cool. My sleep patterns aren't cool. How can I fix them? She gave me some helpful tips that I've used, mostly. But when I use them, they help. So, light. Light is a cool thing that affects our sleeping habits. So, she recommended, like, when it started getting dark outside to, like, start turning off the lights. I usually don't do that, because depending on where you are, it can start getting dark out, like, really. Like, I was in Iowa, and in the fall, around now, it starts getting dark around, like, 5 or 6. So, I don't need to be running into everything for hours before I go to bed. Because I'll do that, because I'm clumsy. So I usually, like, start turning them off around, like, 8, a few hours before I go to bed. And I say I usually do this, but sometimes I don't. But when I do it, it helps. When I don't, it doesn't, so I don't sleep very well. It's funny how that works. Also, eating, like, right before bed, or when you wake up in the middle of the night, I'm like, I want a midnight snack. Don't do that. That affects your sleeping habits. It makes you feel like, ugh, in the morning, because your body just spent, like, the whole night processing your food that you ate in the middle of the night, or right before you went to bed. So your body wasn't actually, like, refueling itself. It was still working from the day. Don't do that to your body. That's its time off, guys. It's so rude. So yeah, don't eat, like, 2 hours before bed for better sleep. I got a text. Speaking of being rude, just a work text. It's okay. I'll turn this off now. See? I go silent. I won't do that again. Okay. Another thing that helps is noise. Noise can help. It's very appropriate because if you hear that noise, it's the outside. Yeah, just having like a soothing sound, like white noise or a fan, or rain. It's very nice. Just kidding, it's not time for that. Oh, and this is important, you should only get about 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Otherwise, if you get more than that, you're going to be exhausted because you're getting too much sleep. Something that helps me just, like, quiet my mind. And I developed this myself. The other ones, you can just go to a doctor and they'll tell you if they're good doctors. But it's a mind exercise. So a lot of the times, especially people with ADHD or even people with neurotypical brains, our brains just don't shut off at night. So here's hopeful shutting off advice. It's because our brains won't stop thinking about things we did when we were 5, and how embarrassing that was, and how could we do that? Right? It's the things you think about, and it's ridiculous. It's really weird what people think about when they're supposed to be in bed. So here's helpful advice to try to get to bed. Alright. This is what I do. I take deep breaths in through my nose and just start taking really deep breaths. Because when you're sleeping, your body goes into that setting, so it's kind of already putting your body there. And with my mind, I think of the letter A. And I think of a word that starts with the letter A. Like, oh my gosh, I'm just thinking of Albatross right now. Why am I thinking of Albatross? But okay, you see where mine's at today. Alright, so Albatross. And then the last letter, which is Z, I think of Z. And then I think of a word that starts with the letter Z. Another thing that helps me, and I developed something that helps me just like quiet my mind, and I developed this myself. The other ones, you can just go to a doctor and they'll tell you if they're good doctors. But is a mind exercise. So a lot of the times, especially people with ADHD or even people with neurotypical brains, our brains just don't shut off at night. So here's hopeful shutting off advice. And it's because our brains won't stop thinking about things we did when we were 5, and how embarrassing that was, and how could we do that? Right? The things we think about, and it's ridiculous. Guys, just go to bed. But our brains won't let us, because we know it's ridiculous, right? Everyone knows that. It's really weird what people think about when they're supposed to be in bed. So here's helpful advice to try to get to bed. Alright. This is what I do. So I start off, usually, sometimes I begin doing this like in the middle of the exercise, but I take deep breaths in through my nose and just start taking really deep breaths. Because when you're sleeping, your body goes into that setting, so it's kind of already putting your body there. And with my mind, I think of the letter A. And I think of a word that starts with the letter A. Like, oh my gosh, I'm just thinking of Albatross right now. Why am I thinking of Albatross? But okay, you see where mine's at today. Alright, so Albatross. And then the last letter, which is Z, I think of Z. And then I think of a word that starts with the letter Z. So O. I thought of the word zoo, but I didn't say zoo. So zoo. O. Octopus. Last letter is S. S. Safari. I. Igloo. You get what I'm going with that? Yeah. So you just do that. I do that until I get back to a letter, or a word that ends with the letter A. So I'm like A, and then B, and then C, and then D. And this is where it's really important to, if you haven't started yet, start your breathing exercise. So it's like A, and then B, and every time you take a deep breath, it's like you just say a letter of the alphabet. And that gets my mind to focus on kind of like this mindless activity, and also my body to like go into like, you know, where it's meant to be. So my body's like, I'm ready, and it goes to sleep. I often have to go through the alphabet several times, and sometimes my mind's still like, nope. So I start with the words again, and usually if I've done that twice and I'm still like, nope, I'll do the second thing, which is A, and then I'll quickly think of a letter that starts with A, so A, apple, and then also go through the alphabet, but like A, apple, B, bear, C, cat. So it's still kind of like this mindless activity sort of, but it's giving my brain enough exercise that since it's still awake, it won't like go to another topic. So yeah, that helps me sleep. And it's actually really helpful. It gets your body into that state, and it gets your mind into that state, and when they're both there together, then you're sleeping, and it's fantastic. And it's actually helped me a whole lot, so I hope it helps you, ADHD brains and non-ADHD brains, and I just really like it, so hopefully you like it too. If you try it, post in the comments that it's helped, or if it didn't help, post that too. And if you think of another thing that's helpful to help people go to sleep who have problems, post that as well. Hey buddy, post that as well. And so I'm just gonna say goodbye from J and K. And I hope you guys have a good day. Like and subscribe if you liked it and wish to subscribe. And it's good to know you guys. Bye.